So just to be quick, this is like the multicultural competence. So we have like Marta will present all speaker that you see here. There are a lot on different. They're coming from research, industry, different part of the world. So to give you really an insight of different culture, different approach, different scope of work. Please, Marta.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So again, for those who were not here earlier, my name is Marta Lupatelli from Engreen, project manager, and I will be moderating this workshop. So I will start introducing the full panel that we have now. So first, Sergio André Jordan Villena, researcher at the Pontifical Catholic University of Peru, affiliated with the TUM Seed Center. Then we have Gaia Lombardi, project engineer at Engreen. Moving on, we have Stefania Herle Aiello, sorry if the pronunciation was not right, representative of Energy for All, a cooperative active in renewable energy and energy communities. Moving on, we have Eric Johnson, who will talk about the Afghan Pathways program at, from the University of Southern California. Then we have Enrico Azzone, head of unit of the Sahel and Sub-Saharan Africa at the SIAM Bari. Professor, Alessandra Ghisalberti, professor of economic political geography at the University of Bergamo. And Giulio Mancini, engineer at Studio Galli Ingegneria, who works in engineering, design, and consultancy. And last but not least, we have Lorenzo Banchini, CEO at Supermateria. So without further ado, I would leave the word to the panel, and I will start with Sergio. Let's keep it super brief. You can introduce yourselves, and then we move to the most interactive part where you can talk about also your experience. Thank you.
Oh. Well, good afternoon with everyone. My name is Sergio Jordan. I'm from Peru. And first of all, I want to say thank you for all the people behind this experience. And what we are doing in Peru is we are running a living lab in the jungle of Cusco, Amazon, and we are working with many value chains of as coffee, tea, cacao, and different other value chains. So I want to share a little bit of what we are doing right now, but you can ask me later, maybe in the poster, with a specific case of specialty coffee, what we are presenting right now, and I will leave to my colleagues to continue the presentation.
Daniela, sorry, can I have the slide, please? Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Gaia Lombardi, and I work with Engreen since 1 year and a half. And I'm as a project engineering, mainly in a project focusing on energy access through mini grid system, focusing on mini off-grid system. In the last month, I had the opportunity to work with a project in Ethiopia, and today I will briefly introduce this project and explain why capacity building play a crucial role on our approach. The next slide, please. The project is part of Africa Mini Grid program led by UNDP, and it's a program spread across different countries in Africa. The objective of the project is to support the development of sustainable mini-grid markets as a strategic solution for rural electrification. The context of Ethiopia is both promising and challenging. In fact, only 55% of the population had the access to electricity. This low percentage is due to the lack of infrastructure present in Ethiopia and the distance from the rural areas from the national grid. So our role as Green is to support the development of policy and regulatory framework, the technical and economic analysis of mini-grid system to strengthen the institutional members and to design and deliver the capacity building in order to transfer the knowledge of these topics. The next slide, please. Our ambition goes behind the single installation of the system, and we try to we create a model that can be replicated in the country. The mini-grid in Ethiopia are very limited in number. This limited it's due to the lack of infrastructure, as I said before, and the regulatory framework that is not developed as it can be. And we believe that of course the regulatory framework alone does not make the market of mini-grid itself. So we believe that the different actors has to understand has to be involved in the system and has to understand the technology and understand how to manage the technology itself. We support the technical assessment and the institutional framework, and we deliver capacity building with different topics, such as how the mini-grid works, how the importance of the business model are in these topics. And okay, so without this transfer of knowledge, even the best design infrastructure may fail in the long term. Next slide. Okay. So as I said before at the beginning of the presentation, I had the opportunity to go in Ethiopia, and I had the opportunity to speak with different people there. They perceive the importance of the energy, of course. They have continuously interaction with the bigger cities electrified, and they can see the opportunities that can enhance that can be created in the electrified cities. But once the infrastructure arrives in the rural areas, a new challenge begins, and it is how to use the mini-grid in a proper way and in an efficient way. So we believe that capacity building makes the difference in these topics, and we try to the difference to understand the proper system maintenance, what are the limits of the technology, which are the issues that can be present, because even the small break of a cable can stop the entire production of electricity and the stop of the mini-grid. So energy creates opportunities, of course, but capacity building ensures that opportunities last in the time. Thank you.
Stefania, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. So my name is Stefania, and first of all, I want to thank you for having me here and to congratulate especially Professor Andrea and his team for this wonderfully organized conference. Really, congratulations. So I will tell you something quickly about myself. I am a part of the Utopian organization team, and we are specialized, generally speaking, in the urban regeneration processes. Here, I'm on the behalf of the Energy for All project, together with my colleagues from the Boku University in Vienna. And this is the project that maybe will be a little bit abstract. I'm having in front of me lots of engineers. But this is the project that is concentrated on the social part of the energy communities. So the social part is something that starts much before the technical phase of constructing one energy community. And in this project, we are trying to understand what are the different elements that allow one energy community to construct and to enable itself, and in the end to become also sustainable in the long run. So we're having these 6 pilots across the whole Europe, which are finding themselves in a very different context from the legal point of view, from the initiative point of view. We have top-down initiatives, bottom-up initiatives, in some both enabling or disabling environments. So we are focused to the concept of energy as commons, as something which is common to all of us. So the community, in our eyes, is not only a simple user of energy, someone who just benefits from the renewable energy, but someone who can also govern it. We all have rights to govern our source. So we start from the concept of the community engagement. And we're trying to break this community engagement in so many different elements. We're trying to understand what is the community engagement. We understood that it is a very long process made of very different phases, from the very initial phases of awareness to the very complicated governance constructions. So we're observing the different dimensions of these community engagements through different legal frameworks, through the governance models, through different business models, and trying to find the best enabling elements which would trigger the social innovation. I won't take any more time. If you have further questions, our poster is outside, so I'm available for any additional questions, but I think that in very few words, that is what our project is. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefania. Eric?
About 4.5 years ago, the Taliban took over Afghanistan after troops from international countries left. One of the first things they started doing within that first year was restricting access to education for women. Today, girls in Afghanistan are able to go to school up through about 6th grade, and that's about it. They've removed women from most of public life. Female doctors were told at the hospitals, you're no longer needed, go home. About 3.5 years ago, we started working with a woman who had been a member of the Afghan parliament, who fled to the US after the Taliban took over. Started looking at how can we help some girls and women in Afghanistan to provide hope, to provide education. And so for the last 3 years, we've been teaching web development and introductory Python to women through the net, through Zoom, to give them some skills that they can use. Some of them are starting to work for some international companies because it's work they can do from home on a computer without government interference. And so we've been teaching some of these women. Do we have the video queued up?
In this class, I didn't have much more knowledge about computer, but now I feel more confident.
Truly, this program changed my life. I clearly see a future for myself.
The Afghan Pathways Program is an online educational initiative designed to support girls and women from Afghanistan through accessible learning opportunities. It is a joint effort by Her Future Afghanistan and USC Viterbi School of Engineering. We offer structured courses in technology and related subjects delivered through online platforms that students can safely access from wherever they are.
Courses are delivered in cohorts, typically lasting around 10 weeks. Students participate in live workshops, instructor-led sessions, and guided learning activities. Our instructors include university-level educators and professionals who volunteer their expertise to support these learners.
And I'm really happy and proud to be a part of this program.
This is one of the best online training for that.
It has a really good feeling today, and you're both programming and the technology. The Afghan Pathways program changed how I see my future.
This program makes hope.
not only me, but Afghanistan.
This not only enhance my personal growth, but also contribute to Afghanistan.
This course means opening a door to a modern world, and it truly gives me motivation to strive and progress.
The Afghan girls and women are crying out. We're here to show them that their voices can be heard, that they matter. Education is one of the most powerful tools for resilience and long-term opportunity. Afghan Pathways focuses on practical, sustainable learning and use technology not as an abstract concept, but as a bridge to knowledge, confidence, and connection.
As you know, the situation of Afghanistan for girls, thanks to all of you who support Afghan girls in this situation.
Thank you very much to all of those enrolled who are working hard for Afghanistan.
This experience, this journey will always be a special part of my life.
And we can talk to at US University.
I want to sincerely thank all the amazing staff.
My family is proud of me and I'm really excited to keep learning more. I hope that more people, especially that girls who are prevented from studying, can participate.
Afghan Pathways is one small program, but for many students, it opens a path forward.
And I'll pass it along to Enrico.
Thank you very much from Eric to Enrico. So I'm Enrico Azzone. As has been said, I'm actually head of unit of the International Center for Advanced Mediterranean Agronomic Study, the CIAM-BARI. You can easily find us on the web. I'm also a program manager of one of the biggest agricultural program under the Mattei Plan for Africa. It's a public-private partnership of 400 million euro. Half of that amount is funded by the Italian government. We are actually run this agricultural program in the Republic of Congo. It means Congo, Brazzaville, Ghana, and Senegal. And could be possible enlarging our action also in Mauritania and Côte d'Ivoire and Ivory Coast. Moreover, in my task, I'm also responsible of a project in Kenya and Burkina Faso and Niger, because my organization started in 1962 to support students in advanced agricultural post-master studies, and then in the years enlarge is, let's say, pillars with that one in applied research, in agricultural environment, and in development cooperation. So I'm under this section that in the years grow a lot. Actually, we are running almost 44 projects in 39 countries in the world. And I'm very grateful to hear from my colleagues that they are working also in such complex country like Afghan. We are in Ukraine, we are in Palestine, we are in Libya, both part. We are the only international organization that have colleagues living both in Benghazi and in Tripoli. We are working in Sudan, we are working well in several countries in the world. The most important issue for me is share with you that we are working, let's say, at different level, sharing our knowledge with the government. Usually the line ministries are that one of agriculture, not only, but mainly. We are also working so regional level and local level. My colleagues actually in the program I'm coordinating are living not in the capital, but in the rural areas, in Aveime in the case of Ghana, in Dolisi in the case of Congo, and in Ziguinchor in Casamance in the southern part of Senegal, because we believe that the only way to do the cooperation is stay close, very close to the people. It's important, definitely, the work made at the central level, but it's so important, as has been said, stay in the field, because it means that it's important to show off that you believe in the project with them. The commitment is from both sides. It's not just flagging, let's say, tasks or activities to then do the accountability to the donor. In our case, mainly the Italian cooperation or also European Union and so on. But I'm in this field from 2000. I was living in Lebanon 8 years, 3 years in Albania, and traveling around. So my point is that at least the way how I interpret my role is, let's say, listen, first of all, listen, discuss, share objectives, common goals to achieve, and after all, we are a tool through which we hope to transfer capacity, as has been said, capacity building, skills, knowledge, technology, and then let our partner be independent as soon as possible. So that's the way as we as Siambari try to do our best to give a small contribution to the development of our partner countries. I'm available, of course, for your question later. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. We are strictly connected to what Enrico Azzone does because we are a University of Bergamo, which is creating since 20 years some educational projects, both from master's degree and bachelor's degree, but also from PhD programs concerning landscape studies and geo-urban planning. Geo-urban planning means that we start in territorial analysis together with people. We try and stay very close to local communities to study their dynamics and their mobilities within different contexts and to connect their mobilities to in local places to global phenomena. And we try to use this kind of geographical analysis as a basis to develop some co-designing projects and creating some governance paths with local communities. And we are doing this kind of activities in different parts of the world, but we have an expertise in Africa, in Sahel region and sub-Saharan Africa, both from what I did as economic political geographer, but also for what my colleagues, Professor Barbara Turchetta, who is here with me, did in Eastern countries in Africa. And what we try to do is to give our students, our MA students, PhD students, some skills about transferring some theories, some methods into operational tools. This is our expertise, and we use mapping in a reflexive perspective as our main tools for creating discussions with local communities for community mapping, participatory mapping, and also some digital online mapping. So I think we are somehow complementary to what you do on the field. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Giulio Mancini from SGI, Studio Galli Ingegneria. And it's an honor for me to be here, to be part of this community. And I want to thank Professor Micangeli, first of all, for this opportunity, something really special for me. So in SGI, Studio Galli Ingegneria, we do provide consultancy services in hydraulic engineering. We do have projects pretty much around the world. So from Latin America to Middle East to Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa. And over the years, we had a lot of different experiences. Over the last few days, I've been wondering, I've been asking myself, what should I tell? What should I tell? Should I explain or tell my experience, some projects? What should I do today? And eventually, I realized that I have been invited to this venue to talk about global partnership and the importance of partnership with people from different culture and different countries. And I realized that this is the main thing, the most important things that allow SGI to have success or not in our projects. And to explain this concept, I want to steal the experiment that we saw 1 hour ago, thanks to Professor Lega, if I remember correctly. And I want to recall this experiment. The professor threw the paper, the ball paper, to the student, and the student thought that it was the professor's fault, but the allegation wasn't correct. But why? Because the perspective wasn't the right one, and we understood that from the other side, with the right perspective, we could have understood better what happened. And this is what we try to do every day in SGI. We try to change a little bit the perspective, because the interaction between people from different cultures is not always easy. We always try to say that it's easy, but it's not. And this is the reason why it's really important to have these kind of initiatives, because being all together here, I think that it's really important to have the opportunity to increase our skills to cooperate with other people, other culture. And this is something that sometimes we give for granted, but it's not. We always try to improve these skills. And in SGI, from my perspective, from the private sector perspective, this is something that is pivotal if we want to have success or not in our projects and in our initiatives. So that's the reason why I want to thank once again Professor Micangeli, because these kind of initiatives, and the organization clearly, because this kind of initiatives is something really special. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for your patience and resistance, and thanks to University La Sapienza for inviting me here. My name is Lorenzo Banchini, and I'm founder of Supermateria, company focused on 3D printing. Together with Andrea Micangeli, I've been working in the last 15 years on projects of devices for producing chlorine. You know that chlorination is one of the best practices for sterilizing water. And chlorine can be produced out of salty water using electrolysis. So one of the projects that I've been working on is this portable device. So it's a device that can produce chlorine out of 75 milliliters of salty water. So it's basically 1/3 of a glass of water and half of a teaspoon of salt. And by operating this hand crank for 4 minutes with a dynamo inside, we are producing enough chlorine to sterilize 30 to 50 liters of water according to the level of turbidity and the bacterial charge. This is the scheme of an OSEC, so on-site electrolytic chlorination, which are a family of devices that can be portable or on-site, capable of producing sodium hypochlorite out of salty water. Technically speaking, it's a salty solution of 3% of salt into water, and a source of energy that can be a hand crank, solar panel, battery of any kind, and whatever we can find on site. Thanks a lot.
So thank you again, a very inspiring panel. Sorry, words are missing at this point, foggy brain. Okay, so I think, yes?
Wait a second, Marta, I think we have is Nahida, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I can.
What do you want to share? Yeah, can you say a few words for us?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Hi, everyone.
Hi, Nahid. This is Eric.
Hello,
This is Eric Johnson. Can you hear me?
Hi, Eric. Hi, Eric. I can hear you. How about you?
Very good. Yes, we can hear you. We showed a little video of what we're doing with Her Future in Afghanistan and our Afghan Pathways project.
Thank you so much. Do I have a few minutes?
One.
Wanted to also use the opportunity and thank you, and also persuade from the audience about supporting our program, if that's okay.
Go for it.
Sure. Thank you so much, distinguished participants, delegates from all over the world in this high-level conference. I wanted to use the opportunity and with deep gratitude and very full heart, thank University of Southern California, Batterby School of Engineering for giving our students more than an academic experience. They gave them a renewed belief in their future. And now the girls that are imprisoned at their home have a window to fly. I have a window to say that they have an identity and they exist as human beings. So for many of these girls, the classroom that you opened, Yanis, Yurtsis, and Eric, and your team was not just a place of learning, it was a place of healing, dignity, responsibility, and understanding of self-existence. In a time when doors were closed around the world for them, USC was very brave, USC was very open to choose to open an opportunity for them, and that choice carries more meaning than word. And I cannot really express in words, but I really wanted to use this opportunity and thank you. And this really impacts the future of Afghanistan. We believe in girls' education. We believe in making the society powerful and empowered through girls' education and women empowerment. Please notice that your impact goes far beyond certificates and course completion. You saw the presentation, you saw our girls. Dear participant, I want to humbly ask fellow universities, organizations that join to this global Challenger program, and all the institutions who hear these stories and hear the words of the girls of Afghanistan, stand with them, support them, find opportunities for them. The next steps are relying on so many of the opportunities that are pending. They are ready for scholarships, ready for internship, for mentorship, for research roles, any meaningful employment pathways. They learned a lot, so they can support your program from a confined home, far away from your countries, but close to the global world through internet. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you, USC, and I look forward to the opportunities. Your Excellency Dean Yurtses and Rick, thank you so much for continuous supporting raising the voices of girls and women of Afghanistan through this program, and please continue to be that amazing messenger throughout the conference. And if there was any question, any solicitation for more information, I am more than happy to provide them. Please connect them with me. Thank you so much, and I look forward to the more opportunities and more paths and pathways for the pathways programs students of USC Whitehead School of Engineering. Thank you.
Thank you, Nahid. Thanks a lot. So once again, inspiring. Thank you, everyone, for your introduction. Now I think we can move to the most interactive part of the session. Most of you know the drill. So for those who don't, you can scan the QR code and answer the questions popping on the screen. So the first question is, what role should GCSP play in global partnerships? The panelists can see the question on the screens here. So would any of you say what would you answer to this question?
Yeah,
according
for
to
the
you?
one that you don't know about the GSP, no, like there is this network of universities, and the points of the previous workshop was to highlight even where like the connection of the university itself is lacking in for connection like industries or connection like I don't know, national institution to work on policies and stuff. So we are discussing now how the GSP can grow in Europe more or in other countries like in Africa, and how GSP should enlarge its partnership, maybe, or what kind of role can we play? And for what from your experience, how do you see this happening right now? What can what we can take forward from this experience on the global partnership, for example?
In the meantime, we're starting to have some answers, and it looks like partnership facilitator is winning. So if there are no comments on this question, we can also move to
Can
the
I?
next one. Sure, of course.
I don't know if it will be the correct answer, but definitely from my point of view, first of all, I'm happy to know the GCSP because it's the first time I heard about. So you see, be here, it's something that let me learn something new. As I told Siambari is already networking with hundreds of university and research institutes around Italy, Europe, and the world. So I think that definitely could be always possible. Go a bit deeply and understand if could be a link between you and us, because we have a lot of students like you in different field, but basically we do PhD and master in Bari, in Valenzano. It's a small, let's say, city close to Bari, where students from mainly Mediterranean countries, but not only, are studying a year, 2 years, and then go back to their countries. And actually, we have former students, alumni that play a role in government of their country. Ministers of agriculture, directors, and so on, because of course networking is so important, and I believe that also you as engineers can find, if you wish, a way in the world of development cooperation to follow as a very interesting work. So that's why I believe that could be possible play a role. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Stefania, sure.
Maybe I would like for a second to comment these results very briefly. I would basically say that each of these answers is correct, but I would also agree with the winning answer because I think that the final objective of this conference should be a partnership facilitation, something that networks us because together we're stronger. And when we are networked, we can make differences on a much higher scale. And I see this partnership facilitation as an umbrella for other activities. When there is a strong network of different realities, it is much easier that we would share knowledge, that we would, sorry, I don't see the answers anymore. I knew what I wanted to say before.
Sorry, I was going just to, yeah, you got it, no.
But the networking, the connection between organization is, I see it as a kind of umbrella of exchanging all of these other points. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefania. Thanks a lot. So yes, moving on to the next question. Who should primarily define priorities in global engineering projects? Here, I think we're gonna have different opinions. So I don't know who wants to express theirs first. Sure, please.
I think we know already where the answer are going because like we are in a sort of community, but yeah, I ask to the speakers to reflect on what is hard, what is difficult, what is not seeing behind the project you are following.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to specify that in our opinion, it's very much important to have local institutions and communities working together. And I think that for a perspective that can be shared, it is possible to create some multiple helix approaches like triple helix approaches or quadruple or quintuple, multiple helix. It depends on specific local context. And this kind of cooperation should be also intertwined with not only local communities, but also some global supervisors or other institutions in order to let every development process not to be only a localist process, but always connected with what's going on in a global perspective. So as a geographer, I would say in a trans-scale perspective.
Right. Thank you. And
I would add that most of the time, local communities and local institutions can be the best actor to define the needs of a specific project, but sometimes priorities can be different from needs. So I would raise the importance of the NGOs because in some cases they can be more aware of what is really prioritizing and without forgiving the need of a local community. So I would make a clear distinction between needs and priorities. In some cases, they can be different.
Yeah, I totally agree with these considerations, and I also want to express my experience on this. I totally agree that local institutions and communities are pivotal in the decision process, no doubt on that. But sometimes, at least for our experience, it's not always easy to keep the focus on the needs and on the most important things. So probably this not always is enough.
Can I add something? According to my experience, all the levels are important. As I said before, from one side, you need to listen. On the other side, you do not have to forget that there is a national level that gives priorities. because of course we can through the listening of NGO, local institutions and communities have a clear idea about the needs, but these needs need to be under an umbrella of what has been decided at national and regional level. So you need every time to transcasal approach and try to fit what is important at local level under what has been prioritized at the national level to give a sort of sustainability, because without such kind of dialogue, then you can do something wonderful at local level, but could be with a very short sustainability. Thank you.
This was a tricky question.
Can I add maybe something else? In my experience, sometimes it's not only the priorities and necessities. Sometimes we need to listen the local communities about how we measure the impact, not only in the economics, also in the social way, because sometimes we don't have the indicators of wellness, of dignity, or prosperity. And that's why it's important to understand how is the process to co-design the solutions from the engineering process. And we are trying to create this community in the academia to try to synchronize the agenda to the rural problems. So, yeah.
Yeah, if I can add some words on this, very quick. Like KPI, I think is the key word, because like we are doing a project of cooperation with some universities in Africa, and for example, for me as a researcher in Europe, my objective, I have some objectives for my research to resonate, even my research on local communities, to make it spread. I need to follow something that is connected to how I publish, how do I resonate with the community in Europe. African researchers follow completely another line, and they are more consultant during NGOs or funding projects. Funding institutions set other deadlines and KPIs for their fundings, and same thing on private companies. So for students, I say you have to see you have this 4 or 5 level of different KPIs, deadlines, and timeline going on, and you try to mix them. And we were trying to understand in the research we did, like how to try and find a point in the middle, or how you have to reduce one to reach another one, and you need to find a point, a balance. But it's not easy at all, because the point and the results and objectives are different every time. So let's go to the next one.
Thank you again for all the inputs and insights. So the next question is, what is the main risk in international engineering projects? Here again, I think we're gonna have several different opinions maybe. So I don't know who wants to start. I think everyone here has something to say about it. So please, do you want to start it?
Again, yes. Of course, all has been said till now is very true. So many actors, so many stakeholders, multiple layers to take in consideration, political and institutional inputs that are fully different sometimes from what is really important at community level. So at least I can speak about my role and the role of my colleagues. We are always in the middle. That is good, but it's not so good, because we are a sort of punching ball. Everybody's punching us, asking or trying to let's say using us to support their point of view. Our work is try to do a sort of synthesis and focus addressing resource and activities according what I said before. So for the benefits of the local community mainly, and to having an impact. Then the point is, as has been said, that having data is so difficult, even in our country, but without a good baseline, it's not easy then measure along the life projects the results, and so do an evaluation, a monitoring on the life of project, and after a while, in theory, an impact evaluation that should be important then to readdress priorities and funds. So in Area Africa, at least we are trying, because for the first time we got a huge amount of funds. So we started from the beginning. I have with me a team of colleagues, all women. That's good, because usually are more focused on the result, that are responsible of the monitoring and evaluation. So because we are starting from now, from the scratch, and not unfortunately, it is usually that you just at the end of the project try to find a way to justify what you did. In this case, we hope to settle with all our local partners this monitoring and evaluation system. So maybe in 2-3 years I will give you the feedback. Hopefully it will be good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Stefania, please.
Maybe I would like to comment something. I'm actually having difficulties choosing which answer to choose. Are these questions made by engineers? Sorry. So nothing really convinces me until the end. So I'm gonna turn around a little bit and try to push the ball on the social and side of the projects. And I would have to say that in my opinion, in the end of the day, I think at the bottom of any risk and things that might endanger a project is actually a lack of trust, because we're talking here about the project which in the center have the community. But if there is a lack of trust between the community, between community and institutions, between there are many levels of in which the trust can be established or lack. In that case, we will kind of could have these things as an outcome. I actually see this more as an outcome than something that can directly endanger a project. When there is a lack of trust, there is a lack of continuity. Also regarding the ownership, I've seen some communities where there is such a weak legal framework or that, I mean, but the level of trust was so strong that the community managed to obtain the ownership over its resources. So I would actually add an answer here, and that would be trust. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to add something? We open for a couple of questions from the audience.
We already have a raised hand.
Sergio, this is for you. I would just love to hear a little more about how engineering supports the chocolate and coffee and tea operations that you mentioned, and then also what opportunities you see for international partnership.
Well, thank you. Yeah, maybe I was too short at the beginning, but what we are doing in Peruvian Amazon is this platform innovation system in a territory. And how we use the technology is just one tool, and it's not the end, it's not the goal. So what we try to implement there is to create a system to local farmers in different value chains as coffee, cacao, tea, honey, and different products that we have there. And the first stage, what we do is to introduce one technology, at least for 1 year. At the end of the year, we validate if it really creates an impact, a positive impact in the economic way or in the social way. If it does, then we continue to co-design the business model, if it's an economic impact, or the sustainable model, if it's a social impact. And after that, we give them the advisory for 1 year more. And at the third year, the idea is to create not only try to create a community around the business without us. So the own community can support the whole value change, and we can start to activate another value change. Right now, we are working with coffee, tea, and cacao. But at the end of the project that we are trying to implement the next year, we are trying to work with fruit. So yeah, that's how it works. Our Living Lab is an innovation system, and the Living Lab is just one tool more what we are using.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Are there any other questions from the audience? Oh, sorry.
Okay. Ciao, my name is Jessica Santos. Thank you to all of the panelists for sharing your perspectives today. I have a question that's open to all of you, and I hope you're able to reflect on this as well if you're not able to respond today. But I'd love to ask, how do you set up your communities to resolve conflict and misunderstanding? Because that's a natural part of any community work, and I'd love to ask what your approaches are to resolving this in an effective and equitable and peaceful manner.
I start as usual. Okay, I can tell what we are doing. I mean, we are not specialists in such kind of post-conflict resolution issue or that situation like that you mentioned. But in general, my answer is transparency. First of all, just an idea. In this project I mentioned, we decide to support the right of study of people in needs in this village in Ghana. And we officially launch an open call for applicants. And then we did interview to the 80 candidates with a member of the association, the local association, our project member, project coordinator, and another person. We then inform the community about the results, and in front of everybody, we deliver the cost of the fee of the year, academic year, to these people. So when you act in a way that is clear, the rules are clear, you publish, you share info, you don't hide, usually you put down the risk to having conflict. Because what I notice in my experience, like in every community, in Italy, like in a single, let's say, neighborhood, it's when the info are not public shared. So you can believe that this is that person get a benefit because it's friend of you, it's friend of I don't know who, and so on. So at least from our point of view, we try to do our best to be very neutral, to be very fair in what we are doing, and to share as much as possible our decision with of course, not with every single member of the community, but that one that represents the community. In this case, this local development association. Thank you.
I just want to say that I totally agree with this. And I would just add one more thing. As a lawyer, in more structured communities, a well-defined decision-making process and governance helps a lot.
May I add just a small point? In my opinion, it's very much important to have a precise map of the actors, of their dynamics, of the stakes that are somehow a problem and create conflicts or competitions or collaboration between different actors. So it's very much important to try and understand the genesis and the development of these conflictual processes, and to have the idea that it's not always possible to solve these competitions. Sometimes we need much more to manage these dynamics, and it's very much important to have some operational tools, like, in my opinion, mapping, representation with a reflexive approach can give a help in order to give a complex image of societies, because if we try and simplify, many times we cannot give the complexities of these socio-territorial dynamics.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Well, I want to add something for the question from Jess. In my experience, we have this big problem because we are working with people with many associations and cooperatives, and what we are trying to do is from the beginning to assume that conflict is going to happen in some point of the project. So from the beginning, the idea is to create the rules very clear and how we going to do these steps when the conflict is going to happen. And for each group of people who we are working with is different. Every group of persons have to say what they need and what is going to be the rules, because sometimes we work with just women and it's different from another kind of group from different ages. So each group of person who we are working with, they need to, in the early stage, to say what is going to be the rules and what is going to be the process to solve the conflicts. That's how we are doing in Living Lab.
So to close today, I want to just you to share, and Professor will end up this round of sharing. One word, only one word or one phrase. What was the best? What is the best? What you learned? The most important thing you learned during your project. One word or one phrase. Yeah, we start from all of you. Sergio, please.
Okay, one word.
Or one phrase.
Yeah, probably I can say just one word is dignity, but it has many meanings for each one. So we have to figure it out. What is the meaning for?
Okay.
I'd say the involvement of the people from the country. So starting from the community members to the official government.
Thank you.
This is the most difficult question until now. I would say listen to your communities and their needs.
My one word would be humility, realizing that we are so blessed and not everyone in the world is.
Again, I would stress on the importance, as has been said, to listen, to take chai, tea or coffee or whatever. It means spending some of your time to listen people. It means automatically give dignity, sharing, let's say, human emotions that at the end of the story is that let our project move forward. Because
I lost the word. Which is the word?
The word is a phrase. You told a phrase, and I use a phrase. Thank you very much.
I would say education, and in particular, in my opinion, it's from complex visions to operational tools, because simplistic visions are risk to be banal. So education is central in this perspective. Thank you.
I would say don't use automatic pilot, meaning that if we start working in copy-paste mode, something is not working properly. We are not adding value. So this is something we always have to keep in mind somehow.
Make it happen. The rest are just details.
Your word, Prof? No. Use your word, and we're closing. Come on.
Okay, just a breath of gratitude for all of us. But there is also something that you, maybe you saw, but maybe not. The last word of this panel, of this workshop, that was field study abroad. Why? I want to show you one picture of someone who didn't speak today. Carlo Tacconelli, 2013 Grand Challenge Scholars Program in Chitobo in Uganda. Speaking during the first field study abroad. Well, actually, it was not the first, but was a very, very old one. Okay? And the other co-founder of our Engreen, that is allowing us today, Valeria Gambino here. Day 2. But it's not finished. The field study abroad that we perform next will be the number 24 in April with our Dorothy in Uganda, and but the 25th will be with Sergio in Peru. Then in the 22nd we had our dear Gaia in Nepal with us. And then we are working with the microfield studies all around Italy and Lazio with Sefi. We have been working in Middle East and Afghanistan, and with Barbara and Alessandra, representing now Alessandra and Barbara in in Uganda with the South Sudan refugees in northern Uganda, a number of field studies. We had been there. Our dear Giulio Mancini started the first field study in Nicaragua together, and now he has his own company and high-level professional. And with our dear Lorenzo, the OSEC, the on-site chlorination, had been a long history in many communities and cooperative of women. There is also here Paolo Cherubini and many others all around but truly, we are so glad that all of these dear panelists had been interacting with the service learning and field studies abroad together with our students, not only Sapienza students, but many university students. Okay, so thank you again to all of you. Thank you for this. Thank you for this. I have to say something. We have here less and no US people. Tomorrow, we want much more American. We want to hear from you because we want in the interaction, at least, a strong also presentation and introducing yourself when you make your questions. Some of you will be in the panel. We want to hear your voice, of course. This is very, very important because this is also the richness of this place and this network. Okay? Thank you. And during our workshop, 20 of us have been at Little Sisters, and they came back really joyful for the service learning. So later on, they will tell us, but it was important to us not just to speak about service learning, but also to make something helpful. And it was an experiment, but I could see them just coming back, and I was so glad that it was fruitful. So maybe we can come and do better. Also, Gabriele Fambri from Turin is a veteran of the field studies, excuse me, and many others. So again, thank you to Engreen because they both made the PhD with me and the graduation. It was great to stay together. I'm so glad to share this history with all of you. And now it's time to close.
We have the cultural visit. We will give you what?
Hi. What kind of experiment are you talking about? Experiment. You was talking about an experiment, right? Yeah. What kind of experiment, if I can ask? Thank you.
The experiment was to not just to talk about service learning, but to apply, perform service learning during the conference. And it was fruitful, but it was an experiment. We couldn't say yes or not, it will be great or it will be a failure. No, we know because they are coming back very glad. Yes, the first feedback was great. And I didn't want to say it. They will tell you. Okay? Thank you very much.
Now like we'll give you like 15, let's say 20 minutes to go to the bathroom, to relax a little bit. We start the walking tour like if we can go to the cloister all together. I think maximum at 7. Who's not there is not coming or have to run after us. So like, I hope you all enjoy even the tour. And Marta, you want to close?
Well, there is not much to add to what's been said. So just a great thank you to this amazing panel and for the insights you provided us with. And thank you all for staying with us the whole day and for being interested in such relevant topics and hopefully passionate and keep this passion. So thank you and enjoy Rome.